What is happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. It is Bourbon County season, so I thought I would keep the good times rolling with an aged Bourbon County brand stout. Not a variant, it's just the base version, and it's coming from 2020, the infamous, the year of the vid. You know what I mean? I won't say it. Anyways, 2020, it says develops in the bottle for up to 5 years, and well, what do you know, guys? It's been 4 years, basically, time of recording. It is the 4th of December while I'm recording this, and it says drink by June 17th, 25. So we're going to go ahead and not let it go the full 5 years. Why? I've had terrible luck aging my bourbon barrel aged stouts. I'm just being honest. I seem to like them fresher nowadays. There was a time I loved to age them, and I still have so many beers sitting down here in the closet. Probably another 50 beers that I've been upset with because I've actually reviewed a lot of these beers and haven't even posted them because I've been so disappointed. So I'm hoping that this is still decent in the bottle 4 years later, guys. So let's give the 2020 Bourbon County brand stout a go and see how this is developed. It's completely room temperature down in my basement. It's probably 60 degrees down here, maybe 62 degrees at best. So it does have like a little chill to the bottle, but it's not like it's been refrigerated by any means. Enjoying a snifter, we will, and on the back it says intense aromas of charred oak, vanilla, caramel, and smoke. So this year's version did not say that on the back. It gives you a little bit more descriptor on this one. So let's get into it. Got a little smoke popping off the top, and let's get some Bourbon County 2020 in a glass, guys. And there's the smoke coming out. Beauty. I have the day off. It's snowy in northern Michigan. I thought this was a good day to review aged stouts. So I'll do a couple. We'll see how far I get. I don't know. But as I get this into a glass, it looks very good. Looks like that dark midnight oil. It looks thicker. This is 14.6% ABV. So disclaimer, that way you know what I'm sipping on. They change year to year, of course, a little bit. So we got that burnt mocha charred head, and it's gone. It's going away. It's just a little creamy layer. But will this be any good all these years later, guys? I don't know. Again, I wish I would have kept this in a cooler or a fridge because I have not liked the way these have developed in my basement. I don't know if it's just not cold enough. I don't know, so this could be my fault. So no dig at Bourbon County, or Goose Island rather. But I did look back at my old review. I did like this. I think I scored this a 4.35, the actual year it came out, 2020. So it was pretty fresh when I reviewed it. Let's get a nose. So I will say, immediately when I pour these, they smell really good. It seems like as it opens up and oxidizes a little bit, I shouldn't say as it oxidizes, but it's old liquid. So as that oxygen hits it, it seems to kind of affect it a little bit if it wasn't perfectly stored, right? So we'll see if there's any degradation. But right away, I got big notes of chocolate raisins, that dark fruit, that plummy, jammy fig really is the first few things that comes to mind. It still smells really good. Raisiny milk chocolate. Small hints of fudge. I'd say there's a little bit of a fudge note underneath everything. A touch of brownie batter, a touch of brownies. It smells sweet with like dry woodiness that it's kind of integrated itself into this liquid. It smells both sweet and woody dry at the same time, if that makes sense. It seems like those two things have collided a little bit and settled out. I remember this being on the sweeter end of the spectrum, but Bourbon County can be. It seems like they do have a lot more balance some years. This smells pretty good, actually. Caramel. That caramel really joined in my nostril now. Caramel, and there is still like a small hint of a barrel. It's very faint, but sometimes these are hot, fresh. I don't know. I kind of like them a little bit more hot these days. Again, there's a time where I didn't like that and I love to age them. Now I'm the opposite. I love when it's a little bit hot, but it has little faint memories of that barrel in there. And just a kiss of coffee roast. We'll see, guys. It still smells good. I will say this. So 2020, 4 years later, is Bourbon County still tasty? Let's get it. Let's give it a go. Cheers. That's like charred smoky raisin. Dark fruits, really kind of baseline across the palate. Like the vanilla is kind of more as like a milk chocolate now. It still has that little fair bit of sweetness to it. Chocolatey raisin is still the biggest thing with smoky caramel. Like a smoky butterscotch caramel is really coming to mind here. This is excellent right now. This is degraded almost 0%. I'm so happy right now, guys. You don't understand how happy I am. I've swung and missed on a lot of my old things in my cellar. This is still really tasty. It just feels like it's evened out. The barrel's not hot anymore. Again, woody kind of toothpick has integrated itself into dark fruits, and that's what the heat is coming from. Sometimes that barrel strikes you. Sometimes it hits you with that big sting. The sting is gone. You get the warming in the chest, and it's a pleasant, dark, fruity, jammy medley with some sweetness that has been offset. Like the vanilla's not as strong. The caramel butterscotch thing, I think, is still there for me, and it's kind of just worked its way into like this plummy, figgy raisin, and it's really still a delicious liquid at the end of the day that's really shown tremendous balance here. Just not being too overwhelmingly sweet, but still holding that desserty vibe with a little bit of chocolate, but the chocolate's faded a little bit. I like to say fudge and brownie batter in the Bourbon County. That's faded a little bit more into like a raisiny butterscotch. Coffee roast, subtle. I'd say that's also dissipated and or gone away to some degree. But this as a whole is a delicious liquid in a glass that's aged 4 years, almost to the day. This is so delicious. Over 4 years, because June, I think, is when it was bottled. So July, August, September, October, November, December. This is actually 4.5 years old. So this is delicious, guys. It's perfectly sweet, perfectly woody. There's a little bit of campfire smoke. There's a little bit of like dried out tobacco on the back end, but again, the raisiny sweetness has kind of come forward a little bit, and the other things in this have been stepped aside. They have been offset a little bit. So I guess it becomes a little bit more balanced, but a little bit more one-dimensional, right? Instead of you can reach for those other products and those other ingredients in Bourbon County, now they're hard to grasp for. Again, it's more of a woody, dry barrel instead of an oily, stinging heat. There is no heat on this, which makes it really good. But again, you're missing some of the coffee, you're missing some of the fudge. And I'm just left with a lot of this somewhat milk to dark chocolate, raisin, and fig. And the plum, sure, toss up, but it's a lot of raisin. It's still a lot of caramel butterscotch without that big brown sugar sweetness that's added. This is, I don't know, guys. It's fun to talk about it. These end up being lengthy videos, but I love talking about this with you because as I sip it, it opens up and I can grasp at something new. But I'm burping up just a little bit of woody raisin, a little bit of tobacco leather raisin. So again, some of the things that I do love Bourbon County for are gone for the most part. But again, the balance is tremendous here. The sweetness and then dry wood, boom, they've collided instead of just that bourbon barrel heat. It's so easy to drink this at 14.6. And again, more wood, more dry toothpick barrel. It's delightful. It's a delightful treat. I feel like, again, I still like this fresh, but I will say the balance is absolutely epic on this beer. I really enjoy this one. I think it's fun. I think it was a great decision to open this up. I'm just going to do the vertical, guys, go across the board. I should do a vertical altogether and make that a video, actually. But where I stand with this one, aged, I'm going to give it the edge, man. I think I'm going to go a slight edge, even though I want more of those other products. I'm so torn. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to give it the edge. I want more of those other products, but I love the balance on this. It's so nice and easy to drink. It's too easy. I think originally I gave this a 4.35 out of 5. I love it for so many different reasons, but I do miss some of the other ingredients that show themselves on a fresh one. I'm going to go 4.33 out of 5. Still really good. 4 years fresh, if you will, aged. So, guys, that's where I stand. 4.33 out of 5. The 4.5-year-old Bourbon County 2020. Thank you so much for being here. And look at, if you didn't believe me, if you didn't, and let's see if I can get it to focus. Come on, baby. Focus for me. There we go. The 2020 Bourbon County Brand Stout. Thank you so much for being here. Pros, cheers. Yama. See you on the next one.